Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Real Film Reviews podcast. I'm Eric,
I'm Corbett. What's going on, everyone?
and what were you about to say?
You still trying to recover from your medication?
Yeah, I'm on some medication, some good medication, and I'm still trying to recover.
Hey, as long as it helps, that's all that matters. I'm on
Yes.
medication too, so don't worry about it.
So we are jumping back into the MCU, into Phase 3. We had our little break, and now we're back. We are talking about, and I've been waiting to talk about this one for a little bit, Captain America Civil War from 2016.
That movie, like it took a turn for me because naturally in the first two Avenger movies, you're like, oh crap, they work really well together and everything like that, and then
Now it's like
it's a big turn.
they're fighting each other. A lot of firsts in this one. We'll get to it. Directed once again by the Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony. Starring Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, Don Cheadle, Jeremy Renner, Chadwick Boseman, Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Rudd, Emily Van Camp, Marissa Tomei, Tom Holland, Frank Grillo, Martin Freeman, William Hurt, and Daniel Bruhl. Screenplay by what's up?
Marissa Tomei.
Oh, Aunt May. Yes. We're about to get to that though. Screenplay once again by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, and once again produced by the man Kevin Feige, the president, the overseer.
Yep. I wonder the Russo brothers. Renee Russo, right? I wonder if she's any kind of connection to them.
I don't think
maybe
so.
not relative, but maybe I don't think she'd be married to one of them.
No, she ain't married to them. She's way older than them. Oh, I don't know if I'd say way, but she's older than them. I could look it up again.
Right? Yeah, that was just something that piqued my cue because I thought of Renee Russo. I'm like, I wonder.
Cinematography by Trent Opaloch, edited by Jeffrey Ford and Matthew Schmidt. A lot of these names have been working with the Russo brothers for years on other projects and these Marvel movies that they work on. Music by Henry Jackman. Release date was May 6, 2016. I was in the theater.
The day before I turned 26 years old.
Budget, $250 million. Box office, $1.155 billion. So this movie...
Billion.
Yes, I was waiting for it. I was patiently waiting. So this movie made some money.
Yeah, quite a bit, yeah. 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago. That is
think about
crazy.
That, yeah. In Captain America Civil War, disagreement over international oversight of the Avengers fractures the team into two opposing factions, one led by Steve Rogers and the other by Tony Stark. Or, if you explain a movie plot badly, two superhuman soldiers beat up an orphan with a heart condition. I just had to write that down. I saw that somewhere. It wasn't my choice. I had to put it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You like that one?
Yeah, I like that. That was good.
In March 2014, Anthony and Joe Russo confirmed that they had signed on to return as directors for a third Captain America film, along with Chris Evans as Captain America and Marcus and McFeely as screenwriters.
I probably mentioned this before or asked you this before, but first Chris Evans movie that you could think of that you've seen him in.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
The first movie I seen him in was a movie with Kim Basinger called Cellular.
Yep.
That was the first movie I seen Chris Evans in. And it was an awesome movie. It really was.
I didn't see it, but I knew about it.
You need, if you get the chance, and Jason Statham is in it too.
Jason Statham's great. Where was I? They said that they were working on a script since late 2013, while the Russo brothers began work on it in February 2014. The rehiring of the directors 3 months before the release of Captain America Winter Soldier came as a result of Marvel executives being impressed with test screenings of that film. In April of 2014, in an April 2014 interview, Joe Russo described the project as a continuation of the story of Captain America the Winter Soldier. What's nice about the film is that it's a two-parter. There's a journey that the Winter Soldier goes on that isn't complete yet. That month, Marvel announced a release date of May 6, 2016. In July, Marcus and McFeely stated that they were midway through the first draft of the film, on which principal photography was expected to begin in April 2015. The following month, they stated that they were looking to make the tone of the film an amalgam of the first Avenger and Winter Soldier, with the Russos likening it to a psychological thriller, citing films The Godfather, Seven, and Fargo as influences, along with westerns and Brian De Palma films.
Brian De Palma.
The Russos also stated that a good portion of Civil War is actually funnier than Winter Soldier, with a more comedic tone and lighter moments throughout. The movie borrows concepts from the 2006 comic book storyline Civil War, while also focusing on story and character elements from the previous Captain America films to conclude the trilogy. Did you ever read the comics for Civil War?
I never read it.
Okay, so this is a Civil War, basically the same concept of how it started. The heroes, they had these heroes that were recording themselves, kind of like a cops kind of thing.
Right.
But they were young heroes. They did something, and there was a big explosion in the neighborhood that killed a lot of people.
Okay.
So that's when they came up with, I don't remember what they called, it wasn't the Sokovia Accords in the comics. It was called something else.
Yeah, the Accords. Yeah.
But, it was the same thing.
Same concept, yeah.
Tony wanted to put him in check, but Steve didn't.
Yeah.
So they also, but there's certain things they couldn't use at the time, like the Punisher murdering all of Spider-Man's villains.
Yeah.
Being put in the negative zone. They also had a storyline with Reed Richards and Sue Storm of Fantastic Four.
Okay.
And they had a clone Thor.
Oh, jeez.
That clone robot Thor. And I read the comics.
Right.
There was the main story of them fighting was the core of what this movie is, but there was other side spin-offs of the story.
Right.
That they did that so much because it seemed like every story around that time that those comics were coming out, they had to put on their comics the ones that weren't related, said this story is not related to Civil War.
Right.
Because everything seemed to go to it. They even had, if I'm not mistaken, after it, Captain America was gunned down and killed, and they had a funeral for him.
That's crazy.
But they didn't do that here.
Right. Well, yeah, because it seems like the majority of one of the main reasons why they started fighting each other is because of Bucky.
Yeah, that's.
But at the same time, going in, the reason why Steve defended him.
Yes. Following November 2014 hack of Sony Pictures computers, emails between Sony Pictures Entertainment co-chairman Amy Pascal and President Doug Belgrad were released stating that Marvel wanted to include Spider-Man, whose film rights are licensed to Sony, in the film, but talks between the studios concerning this were believed to have broken down. Mm-hmm. However, in 2015, Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios reached a license deal for the use of Spider-Man in an MCU. In an MCU film, and reports indicated that the character would indeed appear in the movie. And there was a big hack,
right,
in Sony's stuff. They wanted to, like you just said, it wanted to use Spider-Man for their movies,
right?
But they also had other ideas for movies.
Okay.
because Sony was putting out those movies that just weren't doing very good.
Oh
They had a lot of movies that they wanted to do, but there was also a rumors of an Aunt May movie where she was a spy.
yeah. Oh wow.
That sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Aunt May is not a spy.
Not gonna lie.
Aunt May is not a spy.
Aunt May's your typical widowed woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's not a spy.
Yeah.
But they've had comics where Peter's parents were spies.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got to have Spider-Man in the film because of that. Thank God, because he needed to come this way.
Right.
And he was, and it was great. We'll talk about it. Yes.
Right.
So, you ready to get started?
Let's go.
Hold on. Oof. That one came from below.
That sounded from deep
It
down
was.
from down under.
Down under. Okay. In 1991, the brainwashed super soldier James Bucky Barnes is dispatched from a Hydra base in Siberia to intercept an automobile carrying a case of super soldier serum. Leaving no evidence or witnesses, we don't see what he does.
Right.
All he does is take the stuff, and we'll find out what he did later. But yeah, so they woke him up using his little red notebook
Yeah.
with the star. I want that notebook.
Right.
And that makes me think, okay, so what he did, I have the words later because I wrote them down later, but is that really how they brainwashed people? Constantly put these random words in their head? You know,
Well,
is that real?
Because
I know this is a movie.
Because there's something that happens, you know when, and it's like he's trying to get something extracted out of his mind. If you know what I'm talking about.
When they brainwash it, when they say the words later.
No, I'm talking after all that. At the very end.
Oh, they're
But it feels like he goes. It feels like he's going there. Well, maybe not so much to extract anything out, but like try to figure out how to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's basically.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
yeah. Not trying to go into too much details yet.
No, you good. So now we cut the present day, and it is supposed to take place approximately 1 year after Ultron is defeated. They're in the nation of Sokovia. Oh, in the nation of Sokovia. Yeah. So Steve, Natasha, Sam, and Wanda are there to stop Brock Rumlow and his crew from stealing a biological weapon from a lab in Lagos. They're in Lagos right now.
And
So they're sitting there. They're teaching basically Wanda how to be a spy.
right.
You know, she's
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to. They say I can do this or something. Then they tell her something, and she says,
Yeah.
I can move things with my mind, right? And then, Natasha tells her, like, checking over your shoulders should be second nature. You know, that's what they're.
Yeah, you gotta be on your guard at all costs, no matter what.
So, like Sam tells her, anybody ever told you were a little paranoid? And she's like, not to my face. Why? Did you hear something? Goofy. And then they notice a dump truck moving pretty fast, and Sam dispatches his little Red Wing flyer to see what's going on. And it's loaded down with like heavy stuff.
All kinds of shit.
So they also show the driver jumps out, and it's basically a battering ram. They try to put up the stuff to stop it, but it hits it and it flips and it breaks down the thing, and then they pull in, and Brock Rumlow, which you thought he died at the end of Winter Soldier when the building fell on him,
Right.
but apparently he survived, and he's wearing an awesome. I love his suit.
The mask is awesome.
It's like a black hockey mask almost with like an X kind of painted.
It damn near almost looks like the Jason mask from Jason X.
Yeah,
It almost kind of is shaped differently, but it almost kind of has that same look to it.
and he's got these little things on his hands. So they get out, and they're trying to get into the building. There's a virus there. It's like a B plot.
Right.
It's like just another adventure. I wouldn't say adventure that they call it, but it's a mission that they're going on to stop, but that's not the main. What happens progresses the story, but so they're going to get some kind of virus, and they get in there and they throw like gas bombs into there. So you see this awesome fight scene of Sam flying in and kicking someone.
Yeah,
and then
cool.
Steve comes in and there's a dude shooting at him up on top of a truck, and he blocks it with a shield, and he runs up and drop kicks the dude into the wall.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And then Natasha's fighting people. That's the best thing about this movie. The fight scenes in this movie.
The fight scenes are very, very well put together. Like whoever the choreographer for that is,
yes,
he did very well.
Action packed. This movie don't stop. When it does stop, it's not for very long. And also I wrote this down too because Nat drop kicks someone while holding on to another person, and then slams down. Like she has him right here, like his head's right here. She kicks, and then her legs go back, and she almost like rock bottom or something. Like rock. That was a cool little move. They're beating the shit out of everyone, and with it, Wanda uses her powers to push Steve up into there. And he takes off some of their gas masks while they get knocked out. And Wanda uses her powers to pull all the gas out of there and disperse it up in the air. And
Wanda, that's a bad woman right there.
Yeah, they get he gets what Rumlow gets what he needs, and he's trying to get out of there. And Nat grabs him.
Yeah.
They're up on top of this tank thing.
Yeah, they're on top of the tank.
And she uses her like stunner things to shock him.
And it does nothing to him.
I don't work like that no more. And
then he slams her or something like that.
He opens the thing and then slams her, but she goes in and he throws a grenade in there. She kicks the one dude and then puts the other. There's two guys in there. She kicks one
out of the top. Yeah.
No. He just bounces off the roof.
Yeah, he does.
And then she uses him as a human shield and it blows her out of the back. And what is it? Steve is trying to go after him, but Brock Rumlow, he's got. The vehicle that they're in has like a little grenade launcher thing on top, and he fucking shoots Steve, and he fucking hits everything on the way down, like beep, bonk, bonk.
Like basically, like he fell out of the damn tree and hit every branch on the way down.
Except he didn't get uglier; he got more handsome. Because he's Chris Evans; he's a handsome dude. So the bad guys they split up. And Cap fights Brock in a pretty cool little quick fight.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Nat chases two guys down the alley, takes one down, basically. Or Sam takes a guy out. He don't have it. She's with the other dudes.
Yeah, because he comes flying in, drop kicks that motherfucker.
Yeah, so Nat points a gun at a guy, and the guy says, "Drop it." You see that guy that dropped it?
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Who was that?
I may blow your mind here. I don't know. I wrote his name down. Where is it? Damien Poitier. You may not know him, but he was in an MCU movie before.
Okay.
He was the guy at the end in the mid-credits scene in Avengers as Thanos.
Really?
Yeah. They used practical makeup effects for Thanos in that first movie appearance.
Okay, so I'm assuming that wasn't Josh Brolin.
Oh no, not at that time.
Yeah,
not at that time.
Okay,
yeah, so he played Thanos in the Avengers.
Nice.
Didn't say a word. He just turned sideways and smiled at the camera.
Okay.
And yeah, it was practical. I saw pictures of them doing the practical makeup, and it looks really cool.
That is cool.
But yeah, that's him. That's Thanos.
That is pretty cool.
Sam's little Red Wing thing comes and takes the guys out while she shoots one, and then catches the virus. And she thanks Sam. He's like, don't thank me. She's like, I'm not thanking that thing. It's like, come on, pet him. He's nice.
Yeah, he's nice.
Then it cuts to Cap and Brock fighting again. And you think that Brock's going to beat him because he's got a knife on one of his things. But he
smashes one of them, and then he pops out another one.
And then gets him to the ground. And he takes off his mask, and he walks up to him, and his face is all messed up and burnt. He's like, I don't look that bad, all things considered. And I forgot what he says, but he says something that he knew Bucky. And Bucky knew him. He's like, your friend, Buck. He said your name before they put his brain in the blender. And Steve was so shook, he didn't know what to do, because he said Bucky. And then you find out that Brock had a bomb on him. And before Steve could realize, he pressed the button. However, Wanda was quick enough and caught him in the blast where he's burning alive again with the fire.
Yeah.
And then she tries to throw him up, but she hits the building and makes a big
blows
explosion.
A big part of the building
and she's like shook. But then you find out that
because she accidentally killed a lot of people.
There were a few people in there that were killed, plus some Wakandan people that were there for a peace mission. So Steve's like, let's get out of here. It's almost like, we killed someone. See you later.
Yeah. Well, at least he called fire and rescue.
Oh yeah.
If you remember that.
Oh yeah.
So it's like they weren't heartless some bitches and just ran away.
It's like, all right, take care of this. We gotta go. Then we get what looks like a flashback with Tony. Got his mom playing the piano, and his dad walks in. So who's the hobo on the couch?
I love how they do that with Robert Downey Jr.
So they de-aged him, and he looks like Robert Downey Jr. from the 80s.
Back in the day, yeah.
So his dad, like she's like his mom said about him going to school abroad. He's like, which broad?
Which broad?
He definitely gets his smart ass from his dad.
He's like, which broad? What's her name?
And then he says, he's like, so we're coming back this day. He's like, all right, so you want me to clean up the house then for all the parties? And then his mom's like, you got to be nice to him. He's trying or something. Please tell him something.
Yeah, please.
Because this will be the last time. And you're catching like, what do you mean?
Yeah. First time I saw the movie, I was like, wait, what does she mean by that?
And he turns around and says, I love you, Dad. I know you did your best. And his dad, and she leans in for a kiss. And when she does, you see Tony standing in the back.
Yep.
And you realize that it's kind of like a dream, but it's like a hologram projection.
Yeah, like a simulator.
Yeah. He's like, I wish I could tell you that's how it went down, but that was the last time I saw him. Where are we? Oh, we're down here. He's showing off a device that he's working on, and it's called Binarily Augmented Retroframing, or BARF for short.
Yeah, BARF.
Which will come into play in a future movie. We'll get to that.
It's like BARF.
You know how much it costs for them to do that?
I couldn't imagine.
$611 million. For a little therapy session is what he called it.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So I think he's at MIT doing a presentation.
He's at MIT, yeah.
Reading off a teleprompter and basically tells everyone that all their future and present projects are totally funded. So it's like, hell yeah, I wish I would have went to school there, but I'm not smart enough to get into MIT.
Yeah, MIT is one of the hardest institutions to get into.
But yeah, everyone's funded and everyone's happy, and he's reading the teleprompter and he pauses for a second and it says, now introducing Pepper Potts, but she's not there. And he's like, let's go break some eggs. And then he leaves, everyone's cheering. And then that little dude that comes up to him, little bald-headed dude, he's like one of the teachers at the school, but he's known for playing Dean. I wrote his name down. Where did I do it? Dean Pelton in the show Community. Have you ever? I think I talked about that show.
Yeah, you've talked about it.
Because the Russo brothers worked on that show.
But I've never seen Community.
He's the dean of the school, and he always has something weird to say. It's like he's a funny character in the show. If you ever get a chance, if you ever find out what Community's on, you'd give it a chance with Joe McHale,
Oh, Joe McHale's in it? Okay.
Chevy Chase.
Oh, jeez.
Donald Glover. Yeah, it's a good show.
Okay.
I didn't get to watch the last season because something happened.
Isn't the guy who played the asshole brother on Step Brothers? Wasn't he in that show?
No, I think you're talking about Parks and Rec.
Okay, that is part. Okay. I thought he was in that show. I
can't think it was Adam Scott.
Adam Scott, okay.
So, yeah, he's telling Tony because he's wondering if the funds will go to faculty. He's like, I know, gross. But he has a idea for a self-cooking hot dog. Ugh. but he got interrupted before he said something about pouring a chemical on the hot dog. It's like, I don't know if I want to pour. I'd rather just put it in the microwave and get radiation.
Get radiation poison.
You know? And then the lady apologizes that Pepper's not there. She called in last minute. They didn't change it. He's like, no big deal. He's looking for the bathroom, but he's looking for the elevator. He wants to get out of there.
That's funny.
And there's a black lady standing there, and that's Alfie Woodard. She plays Miriam Sharp in this, but she was also in a past MCU project. She was Mariah. I think they called her Black Mariah in the Luke Cage show that they had on Netflix.
Okay,
that's now on Disney Plus. But she was in that show, but they recasted her in this for another thing. And she's standing there, the only person standing there, and Tony's so suspicious of her. And
she was also in something else that I'm trying to figure out, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But I'll come back to that later.
But he asks, like, going up or down. She's like, I'm right where I need to be. She reaches in her purse, and Tony grabs her hand. Like, sorry, occupational hazard. She pulls out a picture of her son. She's like, my job let me raise a child, you know, and shows him the picture. I can't remember the name.
Me neither. I don't remember his name.
But he died in Sokovia during the Ultron attack. They dropped a building on him, apparently. Yep. And she's like, my son is dead, Stark, and I blame you. She walks away, and he's just he's
shocked. Yeah, he's shocked.
You get Steve watching the news about what happened, and I told you this when we were watching Captain America, the first one.
Yeah.
When he went overseas after he became Captain America.
Right.
And he was waiting there. But that was before he went to go hunt down Bucky and the crew.
Yeah.
When he got the tomatoes thrown at him.
Yes.
He was sitting there drawing a monkey on a tricycle. You can see that monkey, that picture. It was saved on the desk in a picture frame.
Right.
I thought that was really cool.
That's right, yeah.
Where are we? He goes.
They were back at headquarters.
Yeah, he goes to comfort Wanda, and she blames herself for the incident. And tells her you can't save everyone. It happens. It's a part of the job.
Yeah, like she wasn't totally at fault for it because, with his hesitation, he could have stopped it before it happened.
Yeah, he said Bucky, and I was like a kid in the 40s again. Vision comes in, tells him Tony's arrived and brought a guest. Secretary of State, which we get
William
Hurt as General Thaddeus Ross, for the first time we've seen him since Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
Talk about playing golf and he needed a triple bypass, like hours on the table. But he's given me it on the operating table. He said, but it gives me perspective. And he was talking about all this, basically bringing up what's been happening.
Yeah.
So we get starts to show them a collage of all the shit that they've been a part of. Shows them the Battle of New York, a perspective from a pedestrian filming. You see the Hulk jumping from building to building. When he hits one of the buildings, it knocks off a big hunk and it falls on him.
Yeah.
But of course, they don't show it. But
naturally, they're not going to show it.
The film cuts off, but you know what happens. Then it shows in Washington with the Triskelion attacks, with the things falling into the water, and someone else filming, and the water washes them up, probably kills them too. And it shows them Sokovia. the thing in the air and just people dead in the street, and then of course the footage from the other day. And Steve's like, that's enough. So they come up with the UN is preparing to pass the Sokovia Accords, which will establish a UN panel to oversee and control the enhanced people. Yeah. So Ross wants him to stop. And then Natasha says, what if we come to a decision that you don't like? And he's like,
you retire.
Then you retire. It's like, it's one of those things where like both of them are right.
I was about to ask you that. What side would you say would be right?
Honestly, the right thing, as much as I don't want to admit it, is Tony Stark to sign it. However, that would mean the government would control the places where they could go and stuff. What if there's somewhere
they can do? Yeah.
What if there's somewhere? Steve says it. What if there's somewhere that they need to go that they won't let them? Which will bring up possibly the events what follow.
See, and naturally
in Infinity War.
Naturally, I kind of agree with you on that because the fact is,
I don't like government stuff, but I would pick Steve. But honestly, to be honest, the right thing would be to sign.
Because what it is, in my opinion, is in a way it would be right to sign. In a way, it would be right to sign if they were some type of a military, a military thing. But since they're doing this on their own free will, I agree with Steve Rogers, because that's basically, you're trying to make me a slave.
Yeah.
To do your bidding when you want it done and not whenever I see fit.
Yep.
So I would have to go with Steve. That's just me, though. Whew. Starting to sweat.
You was getting into that shit. Into that shit. So meanwhile, as this is going on, an unknown man, they show a guy eating breakfast, and he hears a crash outside, and he looks out his window, and the guy's looking around. He's like, "Oh, what am I going to do?" And he turns, but he closes it, and then he walks to the door and asks him, like, "I would not like the cops involved. Can I talk, please?" So he puts his gun away. As soon as he opens the door, he flies in and punches him in the fucking face. And the guy's name is Zemo, and he hunted this guy down. This guy was one of the people that was in control of the Winter Soldier, that read the notebook.
Yeah,
that gave him all the words. He's looking for that book, and the guy asked, like, "How did you find me?" or something. It's talking about when Black Widow opened up. Put everything online. Everything was leaked. He was, a lot of stuff was hidden, but he said his line of work had experience and patience, and a man can do anything if he has those. I like that line.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, actually.
So he hunted him down to find the notebook. He found it, but the guy was like, "Go to hell," and he's like, "Hell Hydra." We forgot to say, he had him upside down in one of those kind of deep sinks, and he had the water turned on, and it
was slowly filling up.
Once it get over his nose, that was it. But yeah, he did that, and he ended up finding the book, and he let the guy drown. So then we cut back to them arguing over like what's going on. It's Sam saying something, and Steve says something, but Rhodey tells him, like, that sounds dangerously arrogant. And Tony's, talking to him, and he goes to get him some coffee. He's like, "Who put the coffee grounds in the garbage disposal? Am I running a bed and breakfast for a biker gang?" All he wants is some coffee, but he sets up a little thing that shows up a picture. He's like, "Oh, that's something, by the way." He basically tells them it
was a 3.6 GPA average at MIT, and basically, like,
he wanted to put some miles on his soul, so he wanted to help some people build hospitals.
Build hospitals for for poor people.
Guess what? In Sokovia.
Yep.
We wouldn't know how it turned out because we dropped the build them on them while we were kicking ass. And Tony says, "Yeah, we need to be put in check. Anything that helps that, I'm game." Vision brings up like the fact that since like the years since Tony announced he's Iron Man, a number of world-threatening events have come. He's talking about it being a causality.
Basically, he said that like when the universe found out about them, it was they always saw a challenge.
Yes,
they always wanted to challenge them, so that brought otherworldly things and creatures to try to challenge them.
Yep.
So it's like they were like a freaking magnet.
And other enhanced vehicles. Yeah. So we get Tony's for it, and Steve is against it. When Nat slightly agrees with Tony, like, "Did you just agree with me?" She goes, "Oh, I want to take it back now." He's like, "No, it's too late. It's too late."
There's no backseats, pretty much.
but this scene always gets me. Steve gets a text on his phone. He looks and he gets serious up, and it's someone says she's gone in her sleep, which means Peggy passed away. And just, oh man, I'm getting.
I know.
Think about it. He's like, "I have to go." He didn't say anything. He just gets up and goes.
I mean, it's kind of crappy because he fell in love with her. He crashed into the ice. Was there for 70 years, and then whenever he woke up, she was old.
Yeah,
so he took care of her.
Everybody else was dead except her.
Yeah. And so he took care of her. He didn't even really get to have a life with her. And then he goes and does this superhero thing, and then he gets a text saying that she's gone. It kind of sucks.
Yeah. So he and Sam go to her funeral. It's in London, I think.
Yes, London.
They show him carrying the coffin. We're gonna get there soon, Corbett, but I wanna bring it up right now to see if you remember.
Okay.
When they have the wide shot of the people carrying the
coffin.
The coffin.
Yeah.
There's a dude with white hair on the left side.
I guess I never noticed.
Keep that in mind.
Okay.
For a future movie. We'll talk about that now. I just want to bring that up.
I never noticed it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to bring it up when we get there, but I'm just going to say because it's Now I'm pretty sure they didn't plan it, but we'll see.
All right.
So then they say someone to say a few words is Sharon Carter, and Sam bumps Steve and he looks up with a face and
he was like, he was just stunned, like.
She's basically the girl that was watching him across the hall.
Nope.
Agent 13, I think that's what they didn't really say her name in there. But she said that she hit her. She didn't tell anybody that she was related to her because she did a whole lot of stuff in her life and she didn't think she could compete with it. That's why she never told anybody they were related.
Right.
And then we get
that was her aunt, right?
Yes,
okay.
A great aunt, I think.
Great aunt, great aunt.
So after all that, Steve's just sitting there, and Nat goes to check on him. And they say a few words, but he asked who signed, and said Tony, Rhodey, and Vision. And he asked for Clint.
And Clint's
retired.
Yeah.
He's like
Wanda.
Wanda.
TBD, to be determined.
Yeah. But he says, "I'm sorry, Nat, I can't sign it." And she's like, "I know." He's like, "Then why are you here?" She's like, "I don't want you to be alone."
Yeah, she ended up showing up at the funeral. Yeah.
Gives him a big hug.
She's so nice.
Yes. She's such a nice murdering assassin. And
she finally had a family, so.
Yeah. So at a UN conference in Vienna, where the accords are to be ratified, we are introduced to Chadwick Boseman playing Prince T'Challa. And he's one of the best parts of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
He was good in this. His speeches that he had.
Chadwick Boseman was great. He really was. Rest in peace, man.
Gone too soon.
Rest in peace, man.
I'd like to talk about it more once we get to Forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Even Black Panther.
No, well, the second Black Panther movie, that of course we know that he's not there.
Right, naturally.
I'd like to talk about the stuff happened more, around that time. But yes, Major talent gone way, way too soon.
And what's crazy about it is that he was sick the entire time he was filming a few movies. He was filming a few movies whenever he was fighting cancer.
Yes.
Stomach cancer, by the way.
Yeah. I thought it was pancreatic cancer.
No, it might have been pancreatic cancer. I thought it was stomach cancer. But he had cancer, and he was fighting it and still filming.
He was fighting it the entire time he was Black Panther.
Yep, the entire time. And
entire time.
And then the last movie he did, 21 Bridges, he was still fighting it then.
Yeah.
During the filming of that. But if you notice, I don't know if you ever seen that movie, you could tell. You could tell he was sick.
I only saw it once. I could barely remember.
You could tell he was sick. Poor guy. Like that. Yeah, gone way too soon.
Way too soon. It upsets me a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it upset me whenever I found out about it.
He's talking with Natasha, and then we're introduced to his father, King T'Chaka. T'Chaka.
T'Chaka and T'Challa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chicago. Chicago!
That's what I thought of whenever I first heard T'Chaka. T'Chaka.
All right, where are we? So he's glad that Nat's there to agree to do this, and then she wanders off, and then him and his father have a moment, and it's like, because you know what's about to happen.
You know what's about to happen. Yep.
Oh my God. So he's doing a speech, and T'Challa's in the back, and he looks out the window, and he sees people standing around a van. They're checking the van, but they back up, and you can barely hear someone yell, "It's a bomb," and they start to run back. But as he notices, he runs back to tell his father.
He runs to try to
stop him, and the explosion knocks him out of the way, and King T'Chaka's gone. And got him sitting there.
The part where he grabs him, he holds him. Yeah.
Oh, why do I want to cry? Corbin, quit making me cry.
It was sad. It was really sad, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
The pain in his face, too.
That's like mark of a good actor, man.
So, we cut to Steve talking to Sharon, asking her if Peggy knew that she was watching him. And she said she basically kept some secrets, so she don't know.
Oh, yeah, naturally.
So they look like they're about to have a moment. It looks like there's a very half-a-second moment where she's about to lean in to kiss him.
Oh, yeah, there's feelings there. Most of them.
So Sam stops him. He's like, "You need to see this." So they cut. They talk about the bomb. It kills King T'Chaka.
Hey, the first time I saw that part where it's like she was about to lean in, and he comes in and says, "You need to see this." I was like, "Damn, you ruined
it!" Yeah. And they say that they have footage of someone sneaking around that van, and it's supposed to be Bucky. So everyone's gonna start looking for him now.
Well, whenever T'Challa found out, whew.
Yeah, he's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, and then Natasha goes up and
to comfort him, and he's like, "In my culture, death is not the end." And she says, "Let the police and stuff take care of it," and he says, "Don't worry, I'll kill him myself." Like, oh shit, son. God, he was so good in this.
It's about to... Yeah, he was. He really was.
Man, like... And then it cuts to... Where are we? Informed by Sharon of Barnes' whereabouts and the authorities, Rogers decides to bring in Barnes, his childhood friend and war comrade, himself. He goes to Sam. He's like, "She told you to stay away?" Or because he was talking to Now on the phone.
He was talking to her on the phone.
He's like, "Maybe we should." He's like, "I can't." So they're going to look for him. And it cuts to Zemo in his hotel trying to read out of the book, trying to learn the words.
Yeah.
And he gets a knock on the door, and it's room service bringing him black coffee and bacon.
Yeah. And then the camera pans back.
And you see something in his tub.
Yeah.
He won't let her in. He's like, "I can do it myself. Like, no big deal." It's like, all right.
I can manage. Just go away.
Oh, where's it? And then they show Bucky looking at some fruit, talking to the guy, and then he sees a guy at the newspaper stand who looks like he notices him, and then fucking runs off. So he goes back to his place, and this is
that's when he pulls the paper out and sees his face in the paper, and he's like, "Wait, what the hell?" Like, see, I don't know if you caught on the first time you watched it, but whenever he looked at the paper, by his reaction, you could tell something wasn't right.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Yeah. But, so they have this, so Steve and Sam get there. So they get into that little apartment where he's supposed to be, and it's all quiet. Steve's looking around, and Bucky's behind him, and they have their conversation. I got a quick movie theater story. I went and seen this on opening day. However, it was 10-something in the morning.
Right.
I went with a friend of mine from work. We get to this scene, and I'm pretty sure people are tired, no big deal. But this scene is quiet, and I'm focused in, like, what's going to happen? Out of nowhere, down the line, I hear this. Like, super loud, and I'm like... and then my friend I went with, he goes, "What?
How are you asleep?"
That guy must have been really tired. I mean, I was tired too, but I was focused on the movie I was having. But yeah, so Steve came in to try to help him. Asked him like who he is. You're Steve. And they had a strike team coming there to take him out. But he tries to escape. Doors knocked over, the police coming in.
Come busting in, yeah.
And this fight scene is awesome too.
Yeah.
Like when he's beating everybody on the stairs and he's about to kill like one dude, but Steve stops him. He's like, "Come on, man!" But like my favorite thing was when he grabbed a hold of the metal rails with his metal arm,
and it started peeling like a.
He jumped off and it peeled like it was a rope.
Yeah.
Swung down through the door of an apartment several floors down.
Yep.
That was so cool.
That was really cool.
And then he throws his thing out the window and he jumps after it to get there and he's running. And then this awesome shot of the Black Panther behind him in shadow and it flips over. And when he lands, he stands up and his claws come out. God, that was so good. Man. And he can fight too. And of course, his from Wakanda, so his suit's made of vibranium, so all the bullets they try to shoot at him
just trying to deflect off of him, yeah.
So Steve tries to go after him, jumps out of the window, takes a big roll. They all jump down on the ground, taking off running, and then they jump down into like an underground tunnel kind of thing.
Right.
And that shot, because they're all three basically superhuman soldiers, they're outrunning the cars.
Yes, I love that part. I love that part. They're just making the cars look like they're freaking snails.
It looks good. It doesn't look stupid.
It doesn't. Like the graphics and how they made them look running. It looked really well, and I just almost kicked the phone over.
I really want to. I may look in to see how they did that because that is so cool. So we get some wrecks in there, and Steve gets into a car, and he's got a motorcycle, or Bucky's got a
Bucky's
motorcycle.
Got the motorcycle, yeah.
Trying to go,
and Black Panther jumps on the back of the damn van.
Yep, and they're about to fight, but then we get all the cops in coming, and Rhodey coming too.
But what was crazy? The first time I saw the movie and he gets inside that SUV van, whatever it is, I'm like, man, no, get your bitch ass out and run. Like I was like, come on,
faster than this.
Like, come on.
Yeah, so Rhodey tells Cap, "Congratulations, you're a criminal." And then they're like, "Oh, the Black Panther, who is it?" He puts his claws back and he pops off his mask, and it's T'Challa. So it's like, and he's like, "Your Highness."
Yeah.
Oh man. Then they cut to Vision's cooking for Wanda. And he says he's never eaten, so he don't quite know what he's doing. So she's talking about how people like her. No one really dislikes you. And he's basically just trying to keep her safe. So she's trying to leave. He won't let her.
Right.
And she's upset about that because she's technically still a foreigner.
Yeah.
She's not a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, she's not a U.S. citizen. Yeah.
So we get that little quick scene, but then it cuts back to all the vehicles that are taking them to jail. And Sansa, so you like cats?
Yeah.
He's like, Sam, come on. He's like, what? Guy dressed up like a cat and I don't got a bunch of questions? But then once again, Chadwick Boseman dropping bars. The Black Panther has been a protector of Wakanda for generations. A mantle passed from warrior to warrior. Now, because your friend murdered my father, I also wear the mantle of king. So I ask you, as both warrior and king, how long do you think you can keep your friend safe from me? Dude,
yeah,
I got chills.
That was awesome.
Oh my god,
that was awesome.
That was so good.
I enjoyed that way too much.
So we get there, we meet Bilbo Baggins himself, Martin Freeman as Everett Ross.
Bilbo Baggins, yeah.
And they take all their gear. And Steve says, "Better not look out the window, see anyone flying around in that thing."
No, that wasn't Steve. That was
I said Sam, didn't I?
No, you said Steve.
I meant Sam.
Yeah, Sam. That was Sam.
And
better not look out the window, see anyone flying around.
They're basically putting T'Challa in a nice place, but they want to put Cap and them in a cell, but they're not gonna.
No, they. But it
has
decide to keep them out.
It has Tony's there, and they're talking about the situation, about everything that's going on.
Yeah,
and he's like, I knew your dad, and he goes, I'm glad to learn that he settled down, because when I knew him, he was single, and wild.
When
he's
single and young, yeah,
single and young, and he said, yeah, my dad talked about you thousands of times.
He's like, I wanted to punch you in your perfect teeth.
Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth, but I don't. And he shows him pins, and he wants him to sign it. He's like, if you just sign it.
He starts like trying to make his reasoning for it more logical and everything like that, and Steve almost signs it.
But he brings up the fact of Wanda at the thing, and it feels like it keeps her as a prisoner. Like they don't calls her a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Which technically is true.
But basically like he started thinking about it, it's like, how is this right? How is this a good thing? And it's like you're trying to keep them as a prisoner, as slaves and stuff like that, to do what you want them to do, and that's why I agree with Steve's part.
Because he had some nice pins, but he goes, I hate to break up the set. He throws it down. Oh, this is where you find out too that him and Pepper are not together anymore.
Yes,
they're taking a break.
They're taking a break. Yeah, but Steve said, "Was you pregnant?" He's like, "Oh God, no."
So they have the psychiatrist talking to Bucky, and Sam and Steve want to know what's happening, and Sharon flips a little switch so they can hear. And as all this is going on, they have a van that delivers what come to find out a crate to a power grid station, and it looks like the device that was in Zemo's apartment that we barely panned over and saw. And as he's like, the guy's like, "Hey, what's this?" And it blows up and it knocks the power out. And this is what they needed because
as the power got knocked out, he started reading from the book.
Yeah, you come to find out that the psychiatrist is Zemo, the bad guy that we've been seeing so far. And then he pulls out the book, and he's like, he asked him if he wants to talk about his stuff. And
I don't want to talk
about
really
it.
From.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't want to talk about it. He goes, well, we only have to talk about just one. And he brings out the book, and Bucky knows what it is and trying to stop. And he reads the words: longing, rusted, furnace, daybreak, 17, benign, 9, homecoming, 1, and freight car. Which I wonder if that Homecoming was a tease for what the Spider-Man movie was going to be, since they had Spider-Man in this movie.
I don't know.
I tried to look it up, but I didn't see anything on it. And he gets him, and he's only wanted to ask one question: mission report, which he asked the guy at the beginning.
Right.
December 16th, 1991.
He said the same thing even to the guy that he had hanging upside down, because he was very specific about that date.
Yep, and which we all know is
yep.
It's about to happen.
Yep.
So we get, where is it? He questions Barnes and sends him on a rampage to cover his own escape. Steve catches Zemo. And he's like, "What do you want?" And he says, "To see an empire fall." Bucky knocks Sam down, and then Steve and him fight for a moment. Then everyone tries to stop him. Black Widow and Sharon.
And even
the way he flipped Sharon onto that table, that was cool.
But Sharon kind of held her own for a little bit, but the way he flipped her on that table, and then
Tony brings out his little glove, which I forgot to mention in Age of Ultron, because Jarvis became Vision.
Yep.
He needed a new kind of AI partner.
Yeah.
So he got Friday.
And
he uses her for the remainder of the time.
But
yeah,
I guess the one thing I missed, because if you noticed a little bit back, he said that he destroyed his suits.
Yeah.
Why?
That was in Iron Man 3. Remember?
That's right. Okay. Never mind.
He did that because he was going to retire.
That's right.
But then Ultron happened, which he said it was his fault. It was basically trying to clean up a mess, and he started another mess.
Yep.
And he just kept on doing it, even though she didn't want him to do it. So that's why they split.
Yeah, like basically, like he knew that she wanted him to quit, and he knew that he should quit, but he just didn't want to. He literally said it.
I love how Tony uses like a quick little glove. He pulls it. It's like he uses a concussive blast to try to stop him, and then a flash. It's not like a gun. It's just something for kind of like just to help out. And then he's fighting Bucky, and he grabs the gun just in time, and he fucking shoots it.
Yeah.
And then he rips the gun and he punches him with it.
Yeah.
And then Black Panther comes in, or we should say T'Challa right now, comes in and fights him. So they're taking them out. And then he ends up getting out to the roof. He's trying to get in a helicopter to leave. Steve uses his muscles to take him down.
Yeah, whenever he grabs the freaking the foot rail of the helicopter,
he's pulling it down,
and he grabs the railing of the roof.
He grabs, but then he goes. I like when he goes.
He flips his hand around.
He was doing that muscles. He was
showing off.
He pulls it down. The helicopter crashes, and then he falls. And when he hits the water, Bucky hits it and kind of knocks him out. Yeah. But it kind of knocks him out of his trance. So
Bucky's knocked out. So they bring him to some abandoned warehouse.
As this is going on too, we see Zemo sitting at the airport waiting to go to Moscow, which is where he finds out where he needs to go next, and he's listening to a voicemail from his wife. And we learn that this is part of the after credit scene that we get in Ant-Man.
Yep.
Where Steve and Sam are talking to Bucky, but when we find out why,
is on here.
Is basically what they're saying is he asked for a date, or Zemo asked him for what he wanted, and he tells Steve and Sam that he's not the only Winter Soldier.
Right.
We find out there's several others, and it has to do with that stuff that he took out of that car. And they do a flashback. Basically, I think it's 5 or 6 people are like trained assassins. They're experts in 30 languages. They can take out a country in a day.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know about a day. That seems like, I know they're super soldiers, but I'll give them a few days. I don't know. Anyway, Yeah, that's what he says. And they go in and out of cover. They're master assassins.
They were showing about 6 or 7 people, but no telling how many they were going to have by a certain amount of time.
Yeah, so, but they only had them so far. But they're frozen because they couldn't control.
They couldn't control them. Yep.
So this is where Sam says, I know a guy, which we know now he's talking about Ant-Man.
Yep.
And it cuts back to Tony and Natasha. They're talking about the situation, like we need to stop them. And he goes, I got an idea too. And she goes, I do too. He goes, where's yours? And she said, downstairs, was talking about, I think, T'Challa.
Yeah.
And she's like, who are you thinking about? And Tony smiles. And we cut to Queens, New York, where we get our introduction of Tom Holland as Spider-Man. And this is a pretty cool introduction, too.
Honestly, yeah, it is pretty cool.
Because we get the back shot of him, and he's walking into his apartment. He's like, hey, May, there's a weird car outside, and you look and see, boom, little baby face Tom Holland, and Tony's there. And it's Marissa Tomei is his Aunt May.
And he's literally just straight up hitting on her. Straight up.
I like when Tony goes, that thing that you signed up for. Just that look.
Yeah,
and he does it too with his cup.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, oh yeah, the program. Yeah.
And he's like, well, what did I sign up for exactly?
He's like, can I talk to him for a few minutes? She's like, sure. He's like, these date loaf cookies are good, but when it cuts in,
he shuts the door, locks it, spits it out.
As Dave loafs go, that's not bad.
Yeah. So
he's there because he's like, is this you? And it cuts to a video of Spider-Man, but he doesn't have his name yet. Well, he has a name, but we haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
Swinging in that shit suit. Shit suit. It's a poor suit.
Yeah.
Sweats, basically.
Yeah, sweats.
He stops the car, and he's like, are you the Spider Boy?
Yeah.
The Spider?
He's like, Spider things. Spider Boy? Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. And he throws the webbing stuff, and he catches it.
Yeah.
And he's a nerd, He does his homework, and he's a dumpster
He reads
driver.
a lot,
He built his computer out of parts he found in the dumpster, which he's super smart.
Yeah, to be able to do that, yeah.
And he, I love this scene too, where he's showing him the goggles that he has. He's like,
"Oh, blind!
Like, how can you see?" He's like, "What happened to me? Dialed my senses to 11, so this helps me focus."
But they have a specific part in that scene that I don't know if you know this, but he's laying on the bed while he's talking to him, and Tony's still standing up, and Tony walks up to go sit down, and Tom Holland has his feet stretched out, and it was improvised. He basically told him to move his feet.
That's what I wrote.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I love this because he's sitting on the bed, and he's going to put his arm around Peter, but he goes, improvises, he goes...
How did he say that? I forgot exactly how he said that.
I'm going to sit here, so you move the leg.
Yeah, I'm going to sit here, so you move the leg. I was like...
And he's basically trying to get him on the team. He's like, you ever been to Germany? He's like, I've never been out there. He's like, I need you to come with me. He's like, I got homework. He goes, I'm going to go tell Aunt May.
I'm going to tell her.
And he sprays the webs on his hand.
Wow.
He's like, don't tell Aunt May. He goes, all right, Spider-Man.
Get me out of this thing.
Oh,
but
it's a cool little scene.
But I think that improvised scene, because the scene was supposed to be where like he was supposed to just walk up and sit down next to him, but he had his leg extended out still, so he was like he had to improvise somehow. He had to improvise somehow. Shit, I'm sweating. Sorry, I'm sweating.
No, you good. So now we got on Steve's team. We got Wanda, Clint, Scott Lang. Stark assembles a team of Romanoff, T'Challa, Rhodes, Vision, and Peter Parker. So we got Vision's watching the compound, and you see an explosion, and he goes out. Wanda throws a knife with her powers, but it stops in front of his face, and it's Clint. He's coming to get her out of there, but she won't run. He shoots these two little electrical things, and then Vision comes in. Clint!
Yeah, Clint!
He's like, well, I retired for 5 minutes, and everything goes to shit. And he electrocutes him, and he's trying to get her to go, but she don't want to go. She's like, I don't want to be dangerous. He's like, just go. But it stops him, and then Vision stops him, stops the things, and he's trying to fight him.
Blows one of them up. Yeah,
I like this scene too because it uses his phasing and what's it called? His solidity powers.
Right.
Where when Clint would throw his punch or with his baton, it would go right through him, of course. Yeah. But then there's other times where he would hit it and he would solidify his face, and it's just bouncing off and it breaks.
Or the part where he just starts punching him in the face and it does nothing.
Yep.
Does nothing to him.
And then he phases through him, but then grabs him to choke him out. But then Wanda tells him to let him go. She's like, if you keep doing this, people are going to be scared of you. And she doesn't care. She just shoots him down into the ground. And
right. She drove him all the way to the damn core.
She brought him past hell. Like there's hell. I guess they say hell's in the center of the earth.
Yeah, that was all I was saying for years.
He went past it.
He went past it.
He was almost to China. They say China's on the other side. Anyway, yeah. So now,
but that part whenever he's running out and she just kind of standing there, I was like, "What are you doing? Run!
Just move!
Just move!"
So where we are,
lost the place, huh?
Yeah. So now we get to the airport, and we see it's Steve and Sam get their equipment back from Sharon.
Yes,
She snuck it out of there, and they're sitting in a little bug. Bucky's in the back.
Buggy, yeah, he's like,
and Sam's up front. He's like, "Can you move your seat up?"
No.
And then it cuts to her giving her the stuff, and then it cuts back and. He just scoots.
He scoots over to the other side, yeah.
And then they're talking and gives her a kiss. They kiss finally.
The best part, after he kisses her, he looks back at him and both of them go.
Like, and he's like, come on, guys. So, yeah, we see Steve with his crew, and he's like, how's the new recruit? He's like, just waking up. And he opens the door, and it's Paul Rudd, Scott Lang.
Yeah, he's in the back of the van passed out.
Captain America, I'm shaking your hand too long.
I'm shaking your hand too long.
He's like, hey, nice to meet you. Hey, I know you. You're great too. And he walks out and just grabs his muscles like.
And freaking he calls him Tic Tac.
Yeah. He's like, that's a nice trial, but that'll never happen again.
That was funny as hell.
I know you know a lot of superpowered people, so thanks for thinking of me.
Yeah, thanks for thanking him.
He's like, did they tell you what was
Paul Rudd is great. I'm just saying.
Paul Rudd's a national treasure.
National treasure.
So they hear an alarm go off, and they all got their stuff, so they're basically running out. They see a plane, and it gets shot by Tony with some electrical stuff. And then they're arguing. It's not working, so Tony's got shit. I can't talk. He's like, I've run out of patience. Gross. And Spider-Man flips out and grabs Cap's shield, and he lands. He's like, big fan, Spider-Man. Can't talk. He's like, hey, everyone.
Yeah, everyone.
And Tony's mad. He's like, you need to surrender right now. And he's like, I can't do that. And he's like, all right, I've had it. So they're about to fight. And then Ant-Man's on the shield.
On the shield, yeah.
And
he extends himself, yeah.
And he grabs the shield, kicks Spider-Man. I believe this is yours, Captain America.
Yeah.
So they all start fighting. There's a lot going on in this scene, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of fighting, yeah.
Where are we?
You lost it.
Yeah, so Tony's trying to catch Clint and Wanda, they're off somewhere, and then Sam and Bucky are running another place. And then Spider-Man flies by or swings by and he crawls across. And Bucky goes, "What the hell is that?" Saying everyone's got a gimmick.
But if you remember, what was it? I know coming up, Stan Lee makes his appearance in it.
That's towards the end.
Okay. I couldn't remember exactly.
We're getting there. We're through the fight. After this fight is the Moscow, and then after that is the end.
Right.
We're almost there. Yeah, he goes to fight him, and Bucky tries to punch him, but Spider-Man catches it. "You have a metal arm? That's sweet, dude." And he grabs it. "You have the right to remain silent." And he gets up on the thing, and someone throws something at him, and he misses. And then Bucky goes, and then as he's about to look, he's like, "Hey, I think you dropped this," and he throws the sign back.
Yeah.
And he talking about how he likes the carbon fiber of the wings. The saying goes, he goes, "I don't know if you've never been in a fight before, but there's not this much topping." He's like, "You're right." And he takes him down with webs, and he says, "Mr. Stark says something."
Mr. Stark, you said you'd
say that. Yeah, and he's about to spray him with the webs. He already has them webbed down, but Red Wing comes and grabs him and
throws him right out the side of the building.
You couldn't do that earlier? I hate you.
Yeah, he goes, "I hate you."
Oh, yeah. They,
I remember when Stan Lee comes in. I remember now.
Yeah.
It just kind of slipped my mind.
There's just a lot going on in this fight. I'm not going to go over every single thing.
Yeah, that's going to take too long.
Yeah, there's a big fight. Natasha's fighting Clint, and she's like, "We're still friends, right?" He's like, "Depends how hard you hit me."
But there's one specific part in that fight scene that I really like.
Oh, so when Clint has his arrows, he's like, "Are you ready?"
Yep.
And it zooms in, and little Ant-Man's on the tip of his arrows. He's like, yeah, I'm ready, Arrow Guy. Let's go.
Arrow Guy.
He calls him Arrow Guy, and he shoots off, and he flies up to Tony, and he gets into a suit, and he's trying to
dismantle it. He's dismantling it from the inside.
He's like, "Where's that voice come from?" "It's your conscience. We don't talk that much anymore."
We don't talk that.
And then he tries to get him out of the suit. Oh, they also have the scene too where he's fighting Natasha.
Yeah.
And he gets her on the ground and shrinks, and he's grabbing her arm to pull behind. But it's so funny just watching her do that while little Ant-Man's running, holding her arm.
Holding her arm.
And then she shocks him. He's like,
and he bounces up against one of the trucks and stuff. But the part that I'm talking about is whenever he goes, I got something big for y'all. And he's like, "I can only do it for so long because I might pass out or something like that.
Or tear myself in half." He's going to rip himself in half. Like, "I'm the boss. He jumps on to Rhodey.
He jumps on the Rhodey, yep.
And then he turns his thing from the red, which is to shrink, against the blue to grow. And he grows like huge, and he grabs.
He's like Rhodey. Literally over 100 feet tall.
And he's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Spider-Man goes, "Holy shit."
Yeah, holy shit.
And Rhodey's like, "All right, Tiny Dude's big now. Tiny Dude, he's big now." Clint's fighting Black Panther. He's like, "We haven't introduced ourselves. I'm Clint." And he's like, "I don't care." They're all fighting. And earlier, Wanda throws some cars down on Tony just to try to stop him.
That was badass.
Yeah, but then they realized that they needed that distraction because there's no way that they all can get out of this.
Yep.
Because they find that they find out that that Zemo was there to get the soldiers. He was there to find the stuff, so find Bucky's to tell him where the soldiers are, because he's going to have a super soldier army. So they're trying to get out of there, and he goes, "I guess that was the distraction." Ant-Man growing big.
Yeah, that was the distraction. He said, "Whenever I give you the signal, run like hell."
And he goes, Tony goes, "Does anybody else have any amazing abilities they want to share right now?" And so they're trying to get out, and I think Spider-Man says something. "Hey, have you seen that really old movie, Empire Strikes Back?" Like, "How old is this kid?" "I don't know. I didn't carbon date him. He's a little on the young side." He's like, when they're on the snow planet and those walking things, I guess he was trying to put the string around to knock him down.
Yeah, when they wrapped the string around the legs.
And then they did that, and at the time when he was falling, he hits with his hand by accident. And Peter goes flying. And then Paul Rudd, but he falls down and goes back to regular size.
What did he say?
And he pops off his helmet. And he's like, "Does anybody have any orange slices?" He mentioned this in one of the movies. I don't remember, but is when you do something like that, like you get this random craving of citrus things,
right?
Sugary citrus things.
That's crazy.
I think he mentioned it in the third.
That's right.
Yeah, it was in the third one, but yeah, they bring that up because his daughter did it too. But we'll get there. So as they're about to get to the thing, that's when Vision tries to stop them. But then they all get in the fight. Before that, when Ant-Man was big, Vision he bounced off of him, and then he went through him. He's like, "Something just went inside me."
Something just went inside me.
And he falls and does all that. They're trying to escape, but Natasha's there trying to stop him. But then you realize, she's like, "You're not going to stop, are you?" He's like, "I can't." And he hits T'Challa.
She stuns T'Challa.
And they end up getting and going, all right? They get in and they leave.
And then
I probably missed some stuff, but it's fine.
And then Tony,
well, this is when they had Spider-Man on the ground, and Tony goes up to him, and he freaks out. He's like, "You're done. You're done." He's like, "No, come on." He's like, "Go, you're done, or I'm telling Aunt May."
I'm going to tell Aunt May. He goes, "No, John, I can." Okay, I'm done. He just lays back down.
So Vision goes to comfort Wanda. Iron Man is flying towards the thing. Rhodey's behind him. And then behind him is Sam. And
Rhodey flew after them first, and then Iron Man came, and then Sam started flying too.
Because he's like, "Stop him." So Vision shoots his laser, but Sam undoes it, and he flies out the way, and the laser hits the arc reactor on Rhodey's chest. And he falls dead stick. Tony's trying to save him, but he doesn't get there for him. And he hits the ground pretty hard.
What I thought was pretty cool was, he was trying to stop him, and then after Vision hit him, he flew down to try to catch him. Even though they were fighting each other, he still flew down to try to catch him.
And Tony's upset, and then
he shoots him.
Sam goes, "I'm sorry," and he shoots him and knocks him down.
Yeah,
because before this, he said that all of us aren't going to make it.
Yes, he said all of us aren't going to make it.
We got to get the important people out of here, so that's why they're going. So Steve and Bucky are gone.
Yeah.
Everyone else was captured and brought to the raft.
Yep.
They call it the raft.
The raft.
When they mentioned that Rhodey has some form of paralysis, and Tony's like, "How did this happen?" Vision says, "I got distracted." He's like, "I didn't think that was possible." And he said, "Neither did I." And Natasha's Tony's arm is hurt in a cast. He's like, "Are you incapable of thinking about anybody else but yourself for one goddamn second?" And she gets mad. He's like, "I'm not the one who needs to look over their shoulder." And she just leaves.
Yep.
And I think that was the last time we saw her.
That was the last time we saw her.
Yeah. She goes off into her own movie, but we didn't know that at the time.
Right.
I don't know if they did too.
Right.
Earlier on too, they show Zemo getting to the place, and then he opens the door to get down in there, and he eventually finds them frozen. I think it's 4 or 5 of them frozen.
Yeah, it was about 4 or 5. I want to say.
And this is before too, when they because Tony gets to the raft. No.
Tony gets to the raft first.
Before that, Zemo gets a call from the waitress or the room service lady about his breakfast still, the coffee and black coffee and bacon. He's like, "You know me too well." And then she goes into the room because he's not there.
Yeah.
And she looks into the tub and you see a dead body.
That's right.
Come to find out, that dead body is the
actual
doctor that was supposed to see him, which is played by Joe Russo, one of the directors.
Yep.
He was the doctor in Winter Soldier that was working on.
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
but yeah, that happened. So, as Tony lands to the raft, or before there, he gets that information. So now Tony realizes that he's wrong. So he shows up to the facility, and he goes in and sees all his people there.
Yeah, they're not liking him right now.
No, because Clint's the futurist, ladies and gentlemen, the futurist. Something to you, whether you like it or not.
Or God, whenever he walks past Ant-Man, he goes, Hank Pym always said, never trust a Stark. Who are you?
Come on, man. But then before that, he's like, why did you do this? You left your family and all this. And Clint gets mad. He's like, watch your background, this guy. There's a chance he's going to break it.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Sam and basically shows him. He knocks out
their cameras.
Yeah, so he shows him this is the guy that was supposed to meet Barnes.
And that's what
clearly I made a mistake. So so he tells them that that's where he's going, to Moscow. And he leaves. He's like, what? Ross says, what did he tell you? He's like, he just told me to go to hell, the usual thing, but I'd rather go back to the facility instead.
Yeah, that's right.
He's like, you can call me anytime. I'll put you on hold because I like to let the line blink. And he gets in.
Let the line blink, that's right.
He gets in and knows that he's got to go. So he gets into his suit, which he favors his right arm. He's always favoring that arm.
Yep.
Wait, it's his left arm, isn't it?
What, Bucky's arm?
No, Tony. He's always favoring.
Was it his right arm?
Yes, it was his left arm was messed up.
Yeah, his left arm was messed up.
And throughout these movies, notice that he's kind of
favoring it. It was his left arm. You're right. It was his left arm that was messed up.
But yeah, he gets his suit on and he flies there. And we know now that T'Challa was following him. So he follows them there. And here's the home stretch. There's a lot going on here, so we're going to try to go through it again a little bit faster. So Rogers and Barnes get in there, and they're looking around, and they hear someone behind them and come to find out it's Tony. You seem a little defensive. He's like, had a long day. He's like, I found out what happened.
Stand down, soldier. I come in peace.
Yeah. He's like, Manchurian Candidate, put it down. But yeah, so they're going to find them, and they walk into this room, and they see the soldiers. Now, this kind of blew my mind. I knew that Captain America and Iron Man were going to fight because they showed them fighting in the trailer around an area like this. Yeah. But I didn't know what was going to cause it.
What the problem was.
Plus, we already had the big fight at the airport.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm sitting in the theater thinking, all right, they're about to fight some assassins.
Right.
It's about to go down.
Right.
And then when they come in and they see the pods, all of a sudden your voice clicks on. It's Zemo, and he said, "If it's any consideration, they died in their sleep." And it's like what? And then they show the things. He shot them all in the head.
Yes,
he killed all the Winter Soldiers. He's like, I couldn't have any more of you guys running around. And
because he couldn't control them.
Yeah, so he
decided if he couldn't control the Winter Soldiers, the Winter Soldiers and Super Soldiers, he was going to turn them against each other.
Yeah, so that's where I'm about to get. Because he says, what's his name? Steve walks up to the little hole thing that Zemo's in, and he's like, of all the studying that I did, I just realized there's a bit of green in the blue of your eyes. How nice to find a flaw. And he was basically saying, like, destroying a team, without you by myself is impossible. But if I turn you against you,
Yep.
So all of a sudden they show a thing that says in Russian, like December 16th, 1991.
A video clip.
And Tony sees it, and then they show the road.
He goes, I know that road.
I know that road. And then they show the car wreck from the beginning. Come to find out, it was Tony's parents in the
Howard
car.
Stark and his mom.
When he walks up, and I didn't see this coming. I honestly didn't.
Me neither. The first time I saw it, I didn't
chills thinking about it. I can feel it in my legs. Like, it's weird. But when it, because it's footage, and they cut out around him because it wrecks the car, and then he goes to the trunk and opens it. We don't see anything else that happens.
Right.
When he walks around the car, and then I see Howard Stark on the ground, I'm like, oh, shit.
I was like, oh.
Because he grabs him. He don't know who it is, but he grabs it.
Yeah, grabs him
by his hair. And he says, Sergeant Barnes. He knew who he was. He was in the war with him. And punched him in the face like 4 times and killed him and put him in the driver's seat while his mom's in there crying, like, help me. Puts his face down to look like it hit there and got an accident. And he goes to the other side and grabs her by the throat and strangles
her to death.
And Tony has to watch that. But I love that shot when he looks at Bucky and goes, like he's about to attack him, and Steve stops him.
The thing that really got me is whenever he stopped, he said he was being controlled by Hydra. And he looks dead at his eyes. He goes, did you know about this? And he said no at first. He goes, don't lie.
Bullshit me, Rogers.
Bullshit me, Rogers. Did you know? And he's like, yes. I'm like, oh, man, he knew.
And, okay, before we get to it, this was already hinted at because in Winter Soldier, when Nat and Steve were in that underground Hydra base talking to Arnim Zola, when he's talking about the Winter Soldier, like rewriting history,
rewriting history,
it shows a younger Howard Stark, the guy that played the younger one, and it says Stark family dies in car crash.
It's
already hinted at.
It was already hinted.
But I didn't see that coming. I didn't see any of this coming.
Right, it said they died in a car crash, but it's like we didn't know that Bucky finished them off.
Yeah,
they were still alive, and
Iron Man puts his helmet back on and backhands Steve. And then the fight pursues. There's a lot going on. I'm gonna try to get to just the very important parts. Okay. Where are we? Enraged that Rogers kept this from him, Stark turns on them both, leading to an intense fight. They're fighting everywhere. They get to one part where Steve's trying to stop him, and Tony goes, "Move, please." And then they keep fighting, and then he's trying to go higher to get out of there, but Tony gets to him and grabs him by the throat. He goes, "Do you even remember them?" And he's like, "I remember all of them." Oh shit! He remembers every one of them that he did. So not just his parents, but everybody.
Well, see, that kind of makes me think it's like he remembered everything, but he had no control over what he did.
He was brainwashed.
He knew everything that he did, though. But the part where they're fighting towards like the opening, like you see all the snow and stuff like that, and the part where Bucky and him are fighting and stuff like that. Fun fact about that, I mentioned it before, but during the filming of that fight scene between Bucky and Tony, the guy, Sebastian Stan, sent a picture of himself doing bicep curls with a picture of a decapitated Iron Man to Robert Downey Jr.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I was like, damn. It's like, this is what's going to happen to you.
But, and then he gets stopped for a moment, and then they're fighting, and Steve and Tony are fighting, and he goes, he didn't know what he was doing. And then Tony's like, I don't care. He killed my mom. And then they're fighting their ass down on the thing. But at this time, we see Zemo sitting in the snow above. He got out, and he's listening to that voicemail again.
Of his wife,
And it's T'Challa,
coming out from the snow,
And you come to find out.
He said, I almost killed the wrong man. Oh, like, you almost did.
Okay, so then they have a scene where Steve and Bucky are kicking Tony's ass. But then Bucky gets him against the wall, and he uses his laser to shoot off his arm. And
because remember, he's got him right here, and he starts crushing the arc reactor.
Yep.
And then the arc reactor shoots that beam out.
Yep, and takes off his arm, knocks him out. And then like you get that scene where he's like, "I'm sorry, Tony. He's my friend." And Tony goes, "So was I." He's like, "God, man, that cut deep." And then when this is also too at the time when they're fighting, Zemo's telling the story. So basically, to make a long story short, his wife and son and father were killed in the Sokovia battle.
Yeah.
It took him 2 days to find their body, and his dad was still holding on to him. And that was the last message that his wife left him.
Yep.
And he's like, "I'm sorry I killed your father. He seemed a good man with a dutiful son." And
he almost blows his own head off.
Yeah, before he commits suicide.
T'Challa.
Where is it? I wrote down. Where is it?
Did you write?
No, I didn't. So as he's telling the story too, they have that shot of between the walls of Steve blocking Tony's laser.
Yes,
which is an exact replication of in the Civil War comics. When Tony tries to hit him, he blocks it with his shield.
Okay.
If I get a chance, I'll find it and show you. It's really cool. See?
Okay.
And he knocks him down, and he goes, "Stand down, final warning." And then gets up, looks up. "I could do this all day."
Yep.
Yeah, he said the thing. He always says that thing.
"I can do this all day." Yep.
And so they start to fight. And Steve's just punching the shit out of him. And then as this is going on, this is where Black Panther says, like, "I almost killed the wrong person."
Yeah.
He's like, "Vengeance has consumed you, I'm
done
letting it consume me." And then he says something, and he's about to kill himself, but he jumps behind him, grabs the gun, and he blocks it because he's vibranium, and he grabs her, chokes him out, and then he goes, "The living are not done with you yet."
Yeah,
it's like, oh shit, son!
Just some of the things he said, it was like so like it hit you a certain way.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm telling you, he was the best part of this movie. So he's doing the punches, and the computer Friday says, "You're not going to be able to beat him," and he's like,
"You're not going to beat him hand to hand." Yeah,
hand to hand. He's like, "Analyze his fight pattern," and he does, and he stops him, and then Steve flips him over, punches him in the face, pulls off his helmet, and then he takes his shield and holds it up, and Tony blocks him, but he jams it into the arc reactor on his chest,
and that pretty much
destroying the suit. And then he picks up his shield, and he picks up Bucky. And he's like, "That shield doesn't belong to you. My father made that shield.
You don't deserve that shield.
You don't deserve it." And then he just stops and then drops
it down.
Which I forgot throughout the whole movie he had like scratches.
It was from
Black Panther, vibranium.
Yep.
And then Tony's trying to get up, but he's beat. So now we cut, and Everett Ross is interrogating Zemo in the cage, and he's like, "Tell him to step out of line." A little shocked, "Please step out of line."
Please step out of line. Like he's praying for him to do it.
"How does it feel to have your plan fail so spectacularly?" And he looks at him with a smile and says, "Did it though?" And it's like,
ooh.
So then, we get the aftermath. Stark provides Rose with exoskeleton leg braces that allow him to walk
cool,
again.
actually.
So he's trying to teach him to walk, and he falls.
He's like, "Don't help me out! Don't help me!"
And then
so he rolls over. They're sitting on the ground.
They're talking. And then you hear a knock on the door, and it's Stan Lee, a cameo from him, of course.
And he goes, "Are you Mr. Tony Stank?" He goes, "Yes, that's him. That's Mr. Tony Stank."
I'll never let that go.
I'll never let that go, by the way. The table for two for Mr. Stank.
By the bathroom. Yeah, but he opens the thing, and it's a letter from Steve with an old flip phone. Basically saying,
If you ever need
me, call me. You know, I'll be there. And
no matter what.
Ross tries to call Tony, but he's like, hold, please. He's like, no, don't. And he puts him on hold.
That's right.
And while this is happening, it shows that Steve broke into the raft and let loose his friends.
Yep.
And roll credits. But get a couple of important scenes right here.
Yep.
We get a mid-credits scene of Barnes he's granted asylum in Wakanda. He gets frozen again because they're trying to break him of his habits, trying to get whatever they programmed into his head out of
it. Yep.
And Steve was like, they're going to come for him. And then T'Challa goes, let him try. And it pans back. You come to find out that they're in Wakanda.
Yep.
They have the big Black Panther statue over.
That was awesome.
And then we get a post-credit scene with Spider-Man. And he's talking to Aunt May about the fight that they had. He was a big guy. He was big. One of the guys was big, like real big.
Well, he's like, who punched you? It was Steve. His name was Steve.
He's from Queens.
He's from Brooklyn. But that was another scene whenever they fought at the airport. He goes, "You got a heart, kid. Where are you from? Queens." He's like, "Brooklyn."
Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot about that too because he throws the shield at it and it comes back and Spider-Man goes, that thing doesn't defy the law of physics at all. Which he says what's on all our minds all the time. Like, how does he get it to do that?
That was funny, yeah. All right, well, that was it.
Yeah, but yes, so Tony got him that suit. He had a new suit, and he had his web things on, and it showed a little spider signal, all kinds of stuff. So I don't know exactly what that meant, but then...
Well, at the end, whenever it goes black, it says Spider-Man will return.
And we will see him soon. And that's Captain America Civil War. God, this movie's so good.
So, like I said, the fact that they fought each other, it was kind of like, oh crap, no.
It's something
different. Was so awesome. It was so awesome.
Oh my God.
I enjoyed every moment. It was over a 2.5 hour movie, but it was good.
Yes. So Corbin, let's rate this thing. Go first.
All right. Of course, naturally, between the Avenger movies, Captain America movies, all of them, so good. The action is great. They have their comedy punchlines in it, and I love it. So I'm going to give Captain America Civil War an 8.5.
You're going to give it an 8.5?
Yep.
Corbin, I'm perfectly honest with you. I'm going to go a little higher.
Okay.
I'm going to go pretty higher. I'm going to give it a 9.5.
9.5, okay.
I love this movie. The airport scene
was great.
Funny, and it's the best scene. The action is insane in this movie. No visual effect looks bad.
But what's cool about it is the fact that they were all friends beforehand. Even though they were fighting each other, they were still trying to maintain their friendship, even though they were against each other.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah,
they had a few new ones in there.
But Tony was on a whole nother level. Even though he was still it was killing him inside to fight against Steve.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this movie is so good.
It was.
Chadwick Boseman is the best part of this movie.
The first time I ever seen Chadwick Boseman was a movie called 42. He played Jackie Robinson, the baseball player. Mm-hmm. One of the best movies I've ever seen him in. It was so great. If you've never seen that movie, watch it. It was really good.
Well, is it
8.5? 9.5. But I'll tell you one thing.
I definitely recommend this movie.
Yes. If you have never seen this movie, watch it. There's action all around. It's great.
And we just started phase 3, so it's only going to get better.
Yes.
And there's some bangers in this phase. We're getting to them. We're getting through them. So, yes, that is Captain America Civil War from 2016. Since I said this is the start of phase 3, our next film that we're going to talk about is Doctor Strange, introducing a little bit of magic into the MCU. So please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. watch the video, send it to your friends, send it to your enemies, send it to your mama or your dad. It don't matter. Please, let us into your life.
Help me help you.
Help me help you.
All right. See y'all later. Peace.